Commissioner Malema.
Ndamshabi.
Mshali.
Bovo.
Vuwa mshali.
Bovo mshabi. Mshabi wa hayani. I'm also Mshabi CJ.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm a shareholder in all these companies. Mshabi, can you just take us through each company?
Okay.
So you say Bashabi Basena Investment, what does it have, what does it do? And then go to the next one like that. So that tomorrow when they are exposed somehow, then you are not accused of having not said
Yes.
one or two things.
$38. Thank you. 38, 39. Okay. Thanks, Commissioner. Bashai Basena Investments comprises of 4 cousins, 1 Hamisi and 3 Bubas. I have resigned from that. It's not trading, basically. It never traded. What we used to do here, Commissioner, was every month, the 4 of us would put in 5,000 rands into an account. And what happened was that for 18 months we've been putting in money, and one of our cousins defaulted in the payment for 3 months, and we said, no, we can't work that like that, and then we disbanded it. Bashabi Basena Projects and Procurement are subsidiaries of Bashabi Basena. Sorry, Bashabi Basena Investment. They're subsidiaries. Never traded. They're just there in the organogram. Gambling in Daba, as I explained, it started last year. It had its first expo in gambling here in Cape Town. The next one is now in October in Emperor's Palace. Now, I think the company that really has value is Hamisi of Sena, where I said that it holds 300,000 shares in companies in the JSC. The directors are my wife and I, and shareholders 50% each, me and my wife, and that's it.
So, because your wife is not going to be a judge, I think the good thing will be to live here in Hamisi of Sena Investment. What do you think?
Look,
Isn't it you said you are going to resign?
yeah, I will resign.
So an ideal thing will be to leave the wife there, right?
Ideally, yes. But
And you are going to live here, since we are going to appoint you, live here there.
look, it will depend really, Commissioner, that if it is going to cause conflicts, we'll have to sell this thing. We'll have to shut down this company and walk away. If it is going to cause some conflict, I would need to take advice from sitting judges on that to say, don't you have any shares in the JSC? If they do, well, I think actually I'll ask my JP. Not now. not now and here. I'll ask my JP, don't you have 1 share at the JSC? And if he says, I do, I said, oh, okay, fine. If he says, no, it's not advisable to have that. You know, and understand that you can't shift this thing, Commissioner, to your wife, to your children, because you're still, they're still yours, really. If you have to shut down, and become a judge.
No, I'm asking a simple question. Since you're going to be a judge, this is a matter you should have thought about it before you came here. Are you going to resign, you and your wife? Okay, let's ask it differently. Is it correct, let's say you're not going to be a judge, is it correct for JP's wife to have shares in any trading company? Or any other judge?
The short answer is no.
CJ, I asked Mushabi question. Everybody's answering now. I don't know why. Because it looks like it's coming to them. All judges are answering.
Commissioner Malema, these are not judges.
The short answer, Commissioner, is no.
So judges' wives must not have shares in business. Or partners, not in husbands, yes, partners, yeah.
Well, Commissioner, like I said, if it's going to cause a conflict, there must not be.
Mushabi, I want us to help each other because by virtue of being Mushabi, I'm already conflicted. So when we deal with other things later, I must be able to really take a Mushabi perspective. We need a clear answer as to, not if, a definite answer from a potential judge. We now, me and you, agree that it is not acceptable for partners of judges to have business interest in any of the companies.
I agree.
Now, the second one, Shabi, is half your mind. Before we go to the half the mind, you said there is a difference between an acting judge and a fully appointed judge. Maybe you must take us into confidence on what is the difference between the two.
Well, the difference is not fatal. When I said that there was a difference between an AJ and a judge, I was referring only to when an AJ is in the judge's chambers performing the functions of a judge. He has another job, Commissioner, remember? So it is inevitable that half the mind will always be there in his other job. Now, with a full judge, there is no other distraction. This is your job. This is your full-time job. There is nothing else you do. No side jobs. It's just the one job. That is the only difference I meant. I didn't mean the difference in the execution of their duties. No, it's the same.
I think the CJ will allow me to just spend some time with you because I have a problem here. Now, why do you accept things that you are not going to apply your full mind into them?
When I perform my functions as an AJ, I apply my full mind. When I'm in the judge's chambers as an AJ, inevitably, I still have to think about my practice. I don't shut down my practice when I become a judge. I suffer great prejudice, actually, when I am an AJ, because I cannot take the work. But it doesn't mean that I cannot think about the work.
We have a half-minded judge listening to me with a half mind and going to apply a full mind when you make a judgment. Because when you make a judgment, you are still not in your practice. You are still acting. So this half mind only applies in court. When you leave the court to write, you all of a sudden have a full mind. You all of a sudden forget about your practice. You all of a sudden don't receive the calls from other attorneys because now you are writing a judgment.
Commissioner, when I say half the mind is in my chambers, I don't mean that half mind is occupied all the time. I don't mean that. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. You see, it wouldn't make sense.
Shabi, let's agree you made a terrible mistake. Let's agree you made a terrible mistake. You cannot apply half a mind in a matter that when judgment is passed carries the same weight as the judgment of a full-time judge.
I concede.
Now, the last point I want to make, you see, this, I agree that you now accept that we really made a terrible mistake. Now, here a judge comes into a courtroom, and I've seen it in your court there, in Gauteng. A judge comes into a courtroom and then pretends like he or she has read the documents, and then the counsel advises the judge, and he even makes mistakes of saying, no, I know this matter talks about 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they say to the judge, no, that's not the matter. The matter is a different one, it's 1, 2, 3. Confirming that the judge did not read the matter before him or her. What happens in that case? Do you abandon the case or do you proceed with it? When you are now exposed, you have not read the documents, because the case you referred to is not the one before you.
Well, Commissioner, most often than not, the judge would have read the papers. It is only in civil trials where the judge gets the file for the first time in the morning. Yes, of course, the judge would not have read that. That's how it works. But where a judge makes a mistake about this case is about A, B, C, it could be a mistake, because then he would be having a whole pile of files. He could be referring to another case.
No. We're not talking about whether a judge can make a mistake or not, Mshabi. A judge has made a mistake already in court already. And it says, no, this matter relates to the following matter, and takes 10 minutes to explain what the matter is about. And when she finishes, they say, no, that's not the matter before you. This is the matter before you, is the following matter and all that. And now it's clear that the judge made a terrible mistake. Leave those things of saying there are so many cases. I'm appearing before you. I'm not interested in so many cases. I'm interested in my case. Whether you know my case, and this is a trial starting. It's not a first appearance. We're now starting the trial. The judge can, he or she, still proceed after being exposed that this matter before you, you have not read anything about it.
Commissioner, I would proceed.
You'll proceed to listen to a matter you don't know anything about.
Yes, I would proceed and listen to the parties. Remember, Commissioner, this is not me. This is a hypothetical case, so I don't mind that.
No, I'm asking it so that I can judge your judgment, because you are going to be a judge. A judge must have a proper judgment. So if you are going to proceed listening to a matter that you have not read, what is the significance of filing papers before? Let's just file them in the morning.
Commissioner, as I said, hypothetically, I would listen to the matter. At the conclusion of the matter, I would ask the parties to provide me with heads of argument, and then when I write my judgment, I will have the whole spectrum of the facts and the law that I need. Remember, Commissioner, it's hypothetical.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, Commissioner Malema. Prof.